Alright, we're on. So, over the weekend, I watched a Mark Kermode review of... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't start the show properly. Welcome to the Space Limited Accomplishments Interval. I'm Lance Ash, and this is Bonnie Ash.
Hello.
I watched a Mark Kermode review of some movie called The Purge, something or another, part of the Purge series, apparently. Don't know much about it. But in the review, Mark Kermode used the word redneck. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity for me to make a smart-ass comment. So I said, oh, he used the word redneck in the video. Shouldn't this video be flagged? I'm just waiting to see how long it'll take for them to remove this comment, and they'd never removed it. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, what was your weekend like, Bonnie?
Busy.
So it was productive.
Yeah, it was productive.
Hold on. Okay. I finished a painting. Got to see my sister. I don't know when she's going to be moving back, if ever.
Where's your sister moving to?
She's moving to my mother's house. She's going to be living upstairs. Because there's like a whole separate, could be in a separate apartment up there for somebody. I don't know how much noise you'd be permitted to make. But she was going to her high school graduating class reunion, and I deduced that my father had let her borrow his 65 Mustang for the trip to make some sort of gala entrance. And I just can't imagine going in my... What year would she... What did we figure out? Her
30th?
No, I think it was the 31st. But anyway, I can't see going to see the people I graduated with. You hear these... It's like a, I don't know, a recurring theme in popular movies of going to your reunion, and it's always some big... Because most people went to public school where they graduated with 200 other people. I graduated with like 27 other people. So, not good. I was telling my sister, the only one I ever went to was my 5-year reunion, and the people who organized it decided to have hot barbecue at a public park in 100-degree weather, and I showed up drunk, and it was just not a good scene. And anyway, you've never went to a reunion, have you?
Only a few family reunions.
Family reunions are just about as bad. I don't know. My parents, my father's side of the family especially, was really big on keeping the extended family in contact. But over the years, I've just grown distant from all those people. Oh dear. I can't think of anything to talk about.
It seems to me with family reunions, well, class reunions actually, the only people who really want to go are those who are clinging to their high school memories or their high school lives or their high school greatness or whatever. And then those people who are extreme losers who want to show everybody that they were able to do something with their lives. The fact is, shouldn't you move on past that part of your life? I mean, I don't get why anybody would want to go back to that time period and revisit those people. I mean, outside of somebody who, say, was, I don't know, the high school quarterback?
Well, those two types of people...
they ever did?
Those two types of people you described, I think I've met people who have told me the best years of their lives were when they were in high school, when they were teenagers or early. And I don't feel that way. And I read something just this weekend about some person from the past whining about how there was a time when everything was bright and golden and all this shit. No, I feel like everything gets better and better because I get better and better. I think about what a just dissipated weakling I was when I was younger, and I just.
It seems those people have stagnated in their lives, that there's nothing more for them, and they haven't grown as people. I don't understand the idea of going back for class reunions.
But the second type of person you described is a person who's achieved some measure of success or got a high-paying job, and the only reason they did that was so that they could then turn around and go, look at me, look what I did. And they can't find enough people to share that with, so they go, high school reunion, perfect.
Oh, a certain EO would seem like the type that would go back to your reunion.
Yeah, probably.
Look, I have a PhD. I call myself doctor. He's still a pariah in all the circles where people still touch base with him.
Well, okay, that brings up a point. I know people who, okay, to change the subject slightly, there are people who lie habitually. And I see no problem with lying to get yourself out of trouble. But lying to impress other people, like I did this or that. That woman that I work with who's the problem, she's been telling lies about all the degrees she had from different universities. I have a degree in this, and I have bullshit. I don't believe a word of it. Oh Lord, I don't know. I think the person you're describing, he learned a lot of that sort of shit from his father, because it's all about the great American tradition of salesmanship.
Over the years, you guys have talked about this guy because he constantly reaches out to you guys, trying to go, look guys, look what's going on in my life, and you cut him off, basically. There are a few in that former circle that will still take a call from him or watch something. I remember one of our mutual acquaintances who knew him sent me a video the guy posted about COVID, going on about, well, I have a PhD, I'm not a real medical doctor, but my opinions are such and such. And I looked at the video and I was like, God, this guy's a windbag, and he's so full of shit. I mean, basic immunology, basic virology, no grasp of it whatsoever. None. And I thought, this guy isn't even worth leaving comments on, going, excuse me, you don't even understand viral load. He was just an idiot.
Well, one thing that irritates me is one of the recurring themes, the couple of times I've spoken with him over the past 20 years or so, every time, one of the main things he brings up is, do you still blame your parents? Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. Well, you shouldn't, because blah, 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 blah. Yeah, here's an idea. Go fuck yourself. And the other one is, are you happy? Because what he really wants to hear you say is, no, I'm not. I should have done what you did. That's... Please tell me your great advice.
I will admit, I don't understand your hang up with your parents, but at the same time, they really fucked you over. And you come up with news stories all the time about stupid shit they did, and I'm constantly awestruck by it.
Well, a couple weeks ago, I had another little revelation. One of my most ingrained, not memories, but feelings from that time period, say around 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, or even older really, is them constantly telling me that I was lazy and shoddy and don't care about other people and don't care about this and that. And you get this feeling after a while, well, yeah, I guess that's the way I am.
It's really funny. I know you now. I didn't know you then. And you are the least lazy person I know. You're one of the most productive, one of the most active people I know. You are constantly striving to do things. And to hear you talk about them poking at you, saying you're lazy, and your response was, yeah, I guess I am. I wonder if they said, if we poke at him and tell him he's lazy, he'll say, I don't want to be lazy. No, you ended up having a negative attitude about yourself for a really long time. And it took you finding yourself and what you wanted.
See, I didn't care.
In order to figure out what you wanted to accomplish in life.
Well, that's part of it. See, when it came to doing stuff that I wanted to do or I was interested in, I wasn't lazy, but they didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Where's the status in that? Where will you make money on that? That's... I don't see... When I was a kid, not a kid, but when I was about 20, I would go on trips, and they didn't see the point of that. Why are you wasting money going on a trip when you should be building up your credit and laying the foundation for this?
Getting a second job. That was one thing your mom wanted you to do.
You've got time to lay around and read books and play the guitar. You could have a second job.
I am so glad that I did things that I wanted to do before I got married, and had quite a few years of being single before I got married. And I remember those jaunts of going somewhere on the weekend just because, or going away for a couple of days just because. And I haven't been able to do that kind of thing since we had kids, I don't have that kind of luxury. It's like a couple hours here, You and I tried to take a honeymoon 5 years into our marriage, and we had a night away, and then the second night, basically your uncle died and we had to go home. And we couldn't sleep. We ended up back at the house with, your mother taking care of the kids, and I'm glad I got all that shit in when I was young, when I was single, when I was able to. I loved being able to get in the car and just go.
Yeah. And then when they hoodwinked me into joining the Boy Scouts, it was, you're not giving your 100% to the Boy Scouts. No, I found it to be boring and just more school.
Wait, wasn't your mom involved in that some way?
Well, see, they had, when I was a little kid, well, not a little kid, but they had a Cub Scout thing, and she was the head of the Cub Scouts, which ruined it because she would always single me out. All the boys are being obstreperous, and you're just being obstreperous to make me look bad in front of these other boys.
I don't think she used that word. She probably used the word disruptive.
Just, and this, I don't know. This started early.
It didn't help that you were an intelligent child, and you were raised by people who didn't even have the equivalent of today's GED. They were not intellectually curious people. They barely got out of high school. They barely got the jobs that they had. They barely were able to get by. I remember your mother telling me that she paid somebody to write letters and CVs for her. Well, resumes is what she called them. And things like that. And I was mortified that she couldn't even do that. And then dealing with your dad and his emails, I cannot believe all the typos, the incorrect usage of words, etc. And you were a very intelligent child, singled out not just as gifted, but talented. And you were being raised by people who had no interest in anything.
No, but I don't know. I don't want to say I don't hate them.
Were they good parents, Lance?
They were good parents. I mean, my mother always made sure we had something to eat for breakfast, and they weren't drunkards and they weren't layabouts. They just didn't.
know how to deal with you.
Yeah, that's part of it.
An intellectually curious boy. And a boy who was smart enough to know something's wrong with these things that they're telling me.
Well, it's more than
Whether
that.
it's the church or tradition or just lame mediocrity in general.
But it's not just them. It was the whole structure that I was born into. My mother knew that I was interested in drawing and stuff, so she would arrange for art lessons or art programs or something. And the people just didn't seem to know how to teach anybody anything. And the way that they wanted to teach me was not what I wanted to learn, and not how I wanted to learn it. And that fucking school didn't help any.
No. Talk about mediocrity. Bare bones existence.
Total denial of science and
They didn't
modernism.
offer any advanced classes. They didn't offer any gifted classes, any AP classes, nothing.
I did learn how to type there. Proper typing skills. I will say that. That was the most valuable thing I ever learned there.
And if you'd been a girl, you probably would have learned to be a good preacher's wife.
Oh my God. They encouraged us to go to private Christian colleges. And everybody I know who went to one of those came out a brainwashed zombie. Oh my God, so many of the teachers that went there went to Bob Jones, and they would talk about it so lovingly, the best years of my life, oh, happy times, regimented and neutered. I've got to find something better than YouTube to listen to on the weekends.
You own 3,000 CDs. I think you can find something.
Well, if Peter's asleep right down the hall, and I can't play the music loud enough to really enjoy it,
Why
for
not?
one
You
thing.
play the YouTube videos so loud I can hear them when I step out of my room. I came in there last night. I got up to talk to you about that weird dream, and I walked down to our room, and I could tell that you were in there. I was like, see, I'm gonna wake up Peter.
Well, the part of that is music just isn't distracting enough or diverting enough to listen to while I'm painting. I don't know why. Not enough intellectual content, I suppose. So many people that do, even if the subject is something I'm interested in,
Well,
they don't know how to present.
Podcast.
I don't want to go through all that. I was listening to a series of lectures from Yale University about French history, and the guy giving the lectures, anytime he said a French word, he would have to just go for it. Croissant! Jesus Christ, just say the word croissant. Or, like Paris is divided up into sections called arrondissement. And he would say, arrondissement! Come on, my God. Just so much fiddle. Oh my God. We get, the computers that guide YouTube's selection process, they know pretty much what you want, so they'll offer me anti-Brexit videos. But in with all that, the ads are for stuff like, did you know that Joe Biden is lying about Georgia's new voter laws? I'm not interested in that. Why are you shoving this in my face? And these vodka-based fun drinks, and they'll show people these brightly colorfully dressed young people dancing around at a birthday party and clapping, and oh, we're having a good time getting drunk together around the pool. Oh, join us, won't you? Wow, good times can be mine if I just go to the liquor store. I don't drink, morons. You're a man. You want your testicles to smell like manness. I don't have anybody that's sniffing around my testicles lately, so, you know. Any comment, Bonnie? What? Oh, goodness me. Okay. The mimosas are still in bloom. Ah, the delightful smell of mimosas. Reminds me of well-washed scrotum skin. How much time have we got left here? Oh, it's a 21-minute mark, so I think we've fulfilled our duty for the week. Anything to add?
No.
Anything about bathing?
No.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye.